in the chemists, and so they keep on struggling. But when you join the Diaspora Care, you are assured that the medication is it's given right at the door. I appreciate the Diaspora Care so much because earlier on I used to get my supplies, and when I miss one drug, I would look for it in other chemists, in other pharmacies. But these days with Diaspora Care, I'm so comfortable that Diaspora Care pharmacies, they know when to get my refill, and they deliver it right at my door.
So, Dr. Choti, Professor Ndiangui, Sister Lillian, welcome to KDR TV show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time. So I'll start by bringing forth Professor Ndiangui to do a brief introduction of OVC before we now hand over the baton to Mrs. Lillian Ongaki, and then later Dr. Professor Charles Choti will finish the introduction. So let's start from Professor Ndiangui.
Mr. Engineer Kebwato, this is a big honor for me and the members of the OVC to have this session. So we thank you, and we thank KDR TV for hosting us today. And I'm sure Ms. Lily and Professor Ongaki and Professor Choti will join me in that. OVC stands for One Voice Consortium, Diaspora One Voice Consortium. It is one of the organizations, because there are many, that bring individuals and organizations together, and we network. We network with different groups all over the world. We have members from France, from Netherlands, from Middle East, from UK, of course, South Africa, from Australia, and many from Canada, Mexico, and of course a large number from the United States of America. What do? We believe in that nobody can do anything alone. You can never live life alone. You can't. And in order to grow, no matter how successful you are, you need other people. So we come together, fairly like-minded people, and of course we have our own differences, and we try to support one another. We get to know, let's say, what my brother Shorty is doing in Washington, D.C. He gets to know what I am doing in Florida. He gets to know, what his leader is doing in the Midwest. So we are all working together. We have over 120 member organizations. We have their leaders. We come together, we vet them, we welcome them. Our job is to include everybody, except if you do not follow the ethos that we practice, which are simple. Just respect one another, respect differences, they work with other people. That's all we ask for. We are honored that we are able to bring those people together, and we really do appreciate. And you hear a little bit more about what we do. But for me personally, I just wanted to once again introduce myself, Peter Ndiangui. I'm a professor in the College of Education in Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers. Florida is a town that has become to be known for the hurricane that we went through, but we are recovering and we are doing well, and we still continue to ask for prayers to the members. Thank you, Engineer Kebwato. Let me hand it over back to you, and we'll proceed.
Thank you very much. I requested that immediately just hand over the baton to our Sister Lillian. So, Sister Lillian, take it from here.
Thank you, Engineer. Thank you, the two professors. Being me, it is very difficult at this table because it's looking like it's very hot. Getting yourself where your professors are looking and watching. So the language kind of will finish up on that. So this is Lily. I'm here today with a different hat for those who have always been seeing me somewhere around here. So Lily is joining you today through OVC, One Voice Consortium. And this is an action-oriented organization that is trying to raise the bar for excellency collaboration around the world. So who is this Lily? Lily is the founder of the Grand Granite Diaspora Circle. Correction on that. One of the founders of the Grand Granite Diaspora Circle. And Lily is also the marketing chair for the Grand Granite Diaspora Circle and the investment arm. We are targeting our diaspora people, and that is under the societies to make sure we are developing back home. Home ni kuzuri, home ni kutamu. So we have to make sure we are developing so that we can retire back home for some of us who wants to retire back home. And Lily is also in healthcare industry, been there for 16 years. And that is another topic for another day. We are looking forward for the Expo to that is going to be May 23rd. 2023, May 5th to May 7th. Reserve that date and we'll talk more about that. I will hand it over to Dr. Shoti so he can also give us a little bit sneak peek of who is this Professor Choti.
Thank you, Sister Lillian and Professor Diangui. Thank you, Engineer Kebwato, for the invitation and for this opportunity to talk to the Africans in the diaspora, especially East, Central, and also in particular Kenya. And I thank the leadership of OVC, and as Dr. Professor Ndiangui said, OVC is the Diaspora One Voice Consortium. This is an umbrella organization bringing together several diaspora-based institutions, organizations, including non-profit organizations. I, for one, I myself and my wife founded the AfriThrive non-profit organization, which is based in Washington, D.C. Actually, the greater Baltimore, Washington, D.C. region. And this is a non-profit which basically addresses the needs of African immigrants in the eastern part of the USA. And we deal with Africans from the entire continent. And therefore, our mission and the vision actually meets or reflects the same ideals or the vision of OVC. So we recently joined OVC because we feel that it's high time as Africans out here, Africans out of the continent, we need to strengthen our network. We need to mobilize ourselves, and we need to be on top of things, especially those which uplift, which improve the living standards of our people back on the continent of Africa, and also for our own life situations here where we live. And in particular, this event, the Expo, the Diaspora OVC Expo, which is coming in May 2023, this is a primary opportunity for all Africans in the diaspora on the continent to meet and connect. This is an opportunity for networking. This is an opportunity to explore the global market and see how it interacts with the products, African products, the marketing of African goods, the marketing of African culture, African identity. And I think those of us, especially in the diaspora, it doesn't matter how many organizations we have, but we need this purpose of connecting Africa globally, especially at this time of globalization, when the world is becoming smaller, becoming a village. And if we cannot stand and project Africa on the world scene, I don't think there's any other group which is going to do that other than the people, the African in the diaspora. So I really appreciate what Ovis has been doing and what we are doing. And we hope that the rest of the African diaspora those of us who find ourselves out here, let us come together and promote our own motherland and promote our own industrial growth, our economic interests on the world scene. Personally, I've been a professor for quite many years. I'm a professor of history. I have taught in Kenyan universities. I have taught in American universities. And I think I bring a wealth of experience, especially on trying to sensitize our people of the need to rise up. We need to stand up for our continent. We need to stand up for our people, wherever they are, so that we can also exploit the opportunities that are available, the markets available on the global scene. And I think that's why we see this May 23rd, as a very, very valuable opportunity for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Choti. A little bit, Dr. Ndiangui, you have not actually brought forward the Expo information. Can you really elaborate to our viewers exactly what this Expo is bringing forward, especially for people from East and Central Africa? And I've got a message that not only East and Central Africa, but we are actually extending to South Africa. So, Professor Ndiangui, can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yes, thank you. I was waiting for that question, Mr. Kapato. I really feel good about that.
Thank you.
Let's look at our country. We are starting at a very, very powerful time. My friends, I don't think there's any country that has grown towards democracy more than our country. And our president, when he came to Washington, D.C., alluded to that. We have a very youthful population which has grown. Our universities at home have grown. We have a very large number of extremely innovative and very talented people anywhere in the world. And it's about time that we try to capture that talent, bring everything together. And we are trying. Immediately after we had that event in December with our president and the other dignitaries that he brought, we said, now we need to bring together. We talked to the people in the Chamber of Commerce, and we are meeting them soon. We talked to the PS, Ms. Rosalind Jogu, and she'll be part of that. We met with the ambassadors and the other people, and we said, yes, we need to bring this, showcase what we are having. So in that expo, we are bringing different sectors. The economic sector is paramount, not just, as you rightly said, from Kenya, but even from other areas, because you need them to grow. We need to see what other people are doing so that we know what to sell to them and what to buy from them, and we grow together. We need to see what our diaspora people, either in Canada or in the UK or in Mexico, wherever, what are you doing? What are you producing? What ideas do you bring? We are bringing all that together in May. My friend, those 3 days, May 5, 6, and 7, we have invited very, very powerful people from Kenya, from other parts of East Africa, from Southern Africa, from everywhere. It is a breaking point for our country. We are trying to move on. Capture the democracy. My friend, it's about time. You saw what happened. We are better than most other countries in the world. We are moving on and we are together. The issues that were hurting us before, we are not allowing them anymore. Tribalism and stuff like that. We are moving on together. There are many other organizations, and they are doing great things. It's not just about OVC, and I want to highlight that. We are not the only umbrella organization. There are many others. But we are all working towards economic empowerment or empowerment of our people. And we respect them, and we believe they do respect us. Just because we might have different viewpoints does not mean we can be enemies. Oh, no, 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 no. We are towards a common goal. We must always allow, like Abraham Lincoln said, to be touched by our better angels so that we can have improvement in the different villages, different people everywhere in Kenya and where we are all over the world. We have a very, very powerful group. We have a great government that is supporting us, and we must support our government to improve the lives of our people. I am telling you, we are moving on to a developed country if we keep doing this. This is a powerful thing. Those 3 days Lydian talked about, May 5, 6, and 7, when we all gather in Washington, D.C., dressing like you see Lydian and all of us, and showcasing what we have, bringing our youth, because we've got very talented youth. You will get a shock, my friend. It is powerful, powerful, as Dr. Shorty mentioned. We got everything. He's taking care of the protocol there, and everybody will enjoy, have a moment together, and we share great ideas, which we all hold.
Thank you very much, Professor Ndiangui, for bringing that forward. And our viewers are really trying to understand a little bit more why we have sandwiched a very beautiful lady between these heavyweights. So, Lilian Ongaki, tell us exactly why you are in OVC and why you are presenting the Women Caucus in this particular great organization, cutting across the boards in the world. So, Lilian Ongaki, tell us exactly why you are in OVC and how did you find yourself in OVC?
Good, and thank you, engineer. I'm glad at least you knew I'm being kind of sandwiched here. Remember, I told you the profs. Yeah, now I'm thinking about my homework that I haven't completed. But hey, now we are in business. So brings us, all of us, to the table, and it shows the greatness that happens in OVC. So OVC is where action is. That is where gender and equality is also taken into consideration, that we can have the female representation across the board. And that is what we would want our government to also emulate. Me coming to OVC, I believe I'm bringing a different flavor from the perspective of the societies. I remember I did say I belong to the Grand Diaspora Circle. That is the flavor we are bringing into the OVC, that perspective. Remember the remittance we do back in Kenya as circles. That is the great changes we are trying to do back in Kenya. And when it comes to the expo that we're going to have on May through the 7th, not only the global community leaders will be there, and investment arms bring also, we're encouraging our members, bring your ideas over there, come and participate. You can be in the audience. You can get the information from there that is going to enrich you and also make a difference in the community wherever you are coming from. Us as the diaspora, the OVC, that is the One Voice Consortium, that is the community that we are building, and it is giving the shelter so many organizations, as our prof said, and those organizations, it has members in it. So the few you can see, just so you know, there are many behind the scene. There are many behind, or the many on the ground working. So wherever we strive to create a difference, be it in education, technology initiatives, also in business ventures, education, we are going to start from the daycare centers all the way to reach where Professor Ndiangui and Dr. Shorty are, so that our Kenyan community or Africa as a whole can realize that dream of making a difference for ourselves, for our country, and our community. We'll give it a push more after that. Let me hand over the baton back to you, Mr. Kibuato.
Thank you very much. I'm seeing, Doctor, you've really made Dr. Choti to smile and say, ha, this is serious.
I think this is our moment. This is the moment for the diaspora people to shine.
Yes.
I am impressed by the way Lilian and the Professor Ndiangui have explained what we are up to.
Yes.
And I want to say that recently we hosted our president last month, actually. In the
let me ask you a question, Professor. Let me put you in the right path. Don't just jump in. Let me ask you those specifics now. Professor Choti.
Yes.
You had a very exclusive welcoming event for our president, Dr. William Ruto. And yes, you played a very critical role. Let me say you played the central role to ensure that the itinerary of the president, the coordination, everything was razor blade to ensure things
Yes.
actually online. How did you manage actually to do all that? Maybe you are not going to delve very more about how the government, the role you play in the government, but you as a person, how are you going to ensure that the OVC Expo is going to be way even better, because you are expecting very many more people to congregate in Washington, D.C. So, Professor Choti, go ahead.
Thank you, Engineer Kibwato, for that very good question. I think it will be unfortunate if I say that I was single-handedly responsible for the success of the meeting we had with the president. That was a team. That was teamwork. And these people, some of Professor Ndiangui was a key player. Lillian was a key player. And there are many others. There was the National Governing Council. There was the UDA Brigade. There was Asimio people there. The Kenyans came together, especially those of us who live in the DMV region, that is this area in the eastern region. We came together, we mobilized, we coordinated, we made meetings, and all was very successful. But most importantly, it's not even the success of that meeting, it's the ideas. It is the vibrancy which we are seeing in the diaspora. And the president himself, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and I think most of us are aware in the diaspora that he has created a State Department and a new Principal Secretary, Madam Roslyn Njogu. Then also, the diaspora element has been integrated in the Ministry for Foreign Affairs. It's no longer Foreign Affairs, it's Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, which means the government, the Kenyan government, has demonstrated a commitment, a historic commitment, for the first time since independence, to recognize and appreciate the role the diaspora people play, especially in the socio-economic development of that country. That's a big thing. That is huge. And that is why, personally, I think that our generation now here in the diaspora, we are best placed to take advantage of the current infrastructure, let us call it that, the current national infrastructure, which has been made possible by the new president, by the new government, so that our country, especially in terms of international global marketability, the marketing of what is Kenya, Kenyan products, Kenyan identity, Kenyan talents, Kenyan everything. This is the time we should invade the international community, on the international scene. This is the time to shine. And it does not require rocket science. No, it is us. We are intellectually vibrant, alert. All that we need is to sit together and put our ideas together and mobilize. And have, like the Expo I'm talking about, in May, this coming May, this year, 2023, kindly come as many as you can. Let us converge here in Washington, D.C. I live in Washington, D.C. here. I'm going to be the host. I am in charge of the protocol and logistics. I will take care of you. And fortunately, we have just had a similar event when we hosted the president the other day. So still the infrastructure is in place. Our arrangements, accommodation arrangements, the rest of the required resources are there. All that we want, come with ideas, come with items, come with your ideas, your items of trade, come with your intellectual wherever produce. Let us showcase what we have been doing, what we are up to, and together we move our country forward. This is about opportunity. It's nothing. It's about opportunity. It's about understanding what others are doing. It's giving back to the community. We want to be, actually, what we promised the president is not even remittances. That's, of course, that one is part of what we do. I mean, we do very well as diasporans. But there's more we can do. There's talent among our people here. And remember, some of you people here are the best the country has. Are the best. And actually, our talents are being utilized to benefit the rest of the world out here. So let us spare some percentage, so that we can uplift. We need to uplift our continent. Africa needs us, and it needs us today, if not yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much, Professor, for that insight. I'm seeing Professor Diangui saying, "Oh, there's something.
Yes.
Maybe Professor Choti has forgotten." So, Professor Diangui, before you interject,
Yes.
I would like you to tell us what is OVC. Probably tell us why OVC is completely different from all the other diaspora organizations. You know, we've had so many.
Right.
We have so many diaspora organizations out here. Some of them masquerading as let me not use a very heavy English word, but let me say they are saying that they are representing the diaspora, but we are not actually seeing out here what they are doing for the diaspora. So, Professor Ndiangui, what is the difference? I mean, which flavor does the OVC have, which this other diaspora organization doesn't actually have, and why you have decided actually to use OVC to be the host for this particular event in May 2023?
Thank you so much. I can answer it in one word. OVC is action-oriented. We have proven results. If you notice, it is through OVC, for example, let me take the area I mean more, education. We come together, we exchange ideas with the different people, because we got great educators here. We said, we can help some of those graduates from Kenyatta and other universities to come here and teach, because here they don't have enough teachers. And we created a bridge. And right now, all those, even 2 days ago, another one, like, they are coming in France. They graduate there through mechanisms created through OVC. We are working with the World Bank. We are working with the different sectors, the different counties there. Nyeri County, for example, my governor was here. We are working with the, let's say, county of Kisii, county of Ebu, county others. We are working to help them, to empower them, just like Dr. Choti has said. We have resources here. We have some knowledge, and we can also learn also. It's not a one-way process. What OVC has done is bring very, very powerful people like Dr. Choti has mentioned. Very strong, but all focused on action. We are not competing for leadership. We are not competing for it. We don't even ask people for their money. Bring your ideas together. And we have, I don't even know whether people understand. Kenyans are very resourceful. Dr. Jota alluded to it. I am telling you, if you just Google it and see Kenyans, what they are doing in California, in Seattle, in Australia, anywhere in the world, we are harnessing that. Harness that for our country. Because, as we noticed when the president came and his team, we realized, hey, these people are serious. You know, it's easy to say, oh, we like the diaspora, we like, yes, you like our money. But now they like more. And we want just not remittances of the money, but remittances of ideas, which will help our country grow. Most countries we have developed very fast have taken advantage of their people in the diaspora. Because people in the diaspora, once you look, you see things. If you live in California, you'll see now they have transformed very dry areas to become very productive. We can do the same in northeastern Kenya. Here through OVC, villages like my village, Madakwaini village in Nyeri, we have built a computer lab for 11 we took 11 computers there. We can exchange those ideas. They are there, those students are using them. They are helping the community. We are doing all that. We are doing a lot more even within our own. Let's say, take, like, I know my brother Shorty may not be one me to say that, but I'm going to say it. When COVID hit, Brother Shorty took up the mantle and said, no, people are suffering here. We have no food. And he's developed his organization called AfriThrive to help migrants. And when he started that, now it is helping our people. And that's what we are bringing in OVC, different minds. And if we can do it in Washington, why can't I do it here in Florida? Because it happens. Why can't we do it in South Africa? When we come together and exchange ideas because we meet, that's what sets us apart. We are not better than anybody else. We are not going to claim that. We are just doing things that we think are right for our people here in the diaspora or beyond. Our students, we try to empower them. We bring the students together. Even after this, you'll see some students come to my house. That's what I do. We pray together. We have a Bible study. So they are not alone. Engineer Kibwato, there is power in unity. That's what our name represents, one voice. And when we speak in one voice, we help each other, I'm not going to be depressed there. You hear, let's say a man with a woman, they're fighting in the house. We told them, my friend, stop it. Love is better than hate. Empower one another from homes, everywhere. We educate one another. We transform one another. We appreciate what is going on, because don't think that you're the only one doing anything. People are doing great things wherever they are, whether they're doctors or lawyers or professors or whatever. We are all great, and we are doing amazing. Kenyans are some of the most resourceful people in the world. And the president alluded to that when he was in Korea, and anywhere else. People who are extremely talented, and we are taking advantage of that to say that talent can be harnessed to help our people at home and here and anywhere in the world. And you'll be the greatest. The Expo that's coming up, you will see, my brother, when we bring all these talents together, whether they are in the counties, in different parts of the country, whether they are the chambers of commerce, whether they are small businesses, whether they are professions, everything we're doing. My friend, there is power in our unity. That's what OVC is studying. There are other organizations, and they can do what they want. That's okay. We are not enemies. We will always be friends. You will support them if they ask us for support. We ask them for supporting us, but we don't like negativity. We have the power to let you in. We have the power to kick you out. If you're coming here to Canada, to a Guinea, we are here for action. Yes, we agree in differences in opinions. We allow that, but we respect everybody, because even a small kid, you can learn from them if you listen to them.
Thank you, Professor.
My brother, we have a special moment.
Thank you very much, Professor. Okay, let me now bring a task to our beautiful sister, Lillian. Lillian, you know, this particular expo is really something so big. You know, this is the first time, the first one we are doing in the diaspora, whereby we are bringing so many organizations together from different parts of North America. And definitely I feel we'll also see that this is something so big, so that they'll also come even from South America or from Europe. So let's talk about food and money. Sister Lillian, we want you to tell us exactly how will we be having some different African delicacies in that particular meeting. And after that, I also want to conjoin that particular question with your organization, whereby you said you have a circle. How many members do you have? How is that circle actually helping our people to make money? Because we want the livelihoods of our people to be improved. So how is your circle actually improving the livelihood of people? And how is this one in return helping OVC organization? Go ahead, Sister Lillian.
Thank you, Engineer, for the many questions at once. But let me try to see how I can tear them. I'm taking them back to theater room so I can be able to surgically dissect one after the other. So you talked about the finances, you talked about the circle, how we are helping. Let's start from there. The circles, all of us understand what the circles are. Where I come from, I knew circles to be Yawakulima and Mwalimu Circle. So that is all I needed to know, and that was just about it. But it's not entirely true. They are not just for teachers or anything. It is an organization that are bringing people together that have the common bond or share the common bond values and objectives as well. They are there to create development opportunities. And when you are developing the opportunities for yourself, you are benefiting the community and the community that is around you. As the Grand Granite Diaspora Circle, we are trying to improve the livelihood of our members. We are trying to encourage our members to invest back home. As you know, some of us, or some of the people who are not on the screen, have actually invested back at home. Going back at home is the playing field. The houses that are being sent to you, the organization that you have been building, actually those belongs to the neighbor somewhere. So investing through the circle and through that pulled in resources, shared risks, is one way our members are secure. They're convinced that their investment is secure. So that is part of what we do. And when we come together as a family. When you're joining our family, you make sure you toe the line. And even if your member of the family does not toe the line, you don't kick them out. You show them the way, you guide them. That is how it works. We are member referral only, and we are based here in the diaspora. But as you know, all the circles are registered back in Kenya, and all the regulations are followed in consistent with the chapter of 490 Act. That is what all the circles are following. You talked about the registration and back in DC, the food and the rest. We have several organizations in DC that, trust me, they know how to make the Kenyan delicacies or East African delicacies. Let me not kill your appetite, but bring your mouth and you will taste the joy of being an African. And those who are not Africans, they will get an opportunity to taste the goodness and the sweetness of the African food. All those delicacies will be prepared and they will be there. So do not forget to go into the Eventbrite, register, and for those who are trying to get in, as the questions I'm receiving on myself here, and they wonder what they can bring to the table, you do not have to bring the idea if there is no idea. You will find the idea there. By volunteering, that is one way you're giving back to the community. All these individuals you are seeing here, Dr. Shoti, Professor Diangui, myself here, we are volunteering to create the difference in our community, that is the diaspora. For instance, we had a few months ago, I was one of the people who volunteered for the embassy back in Texas, Dallas area, Arlington, for the passports, IDs for those people who attended. We had a very tough time there, and we saw the need for us to have that services brought back to the communities back here. The ambassador took the notes on that, and that is where the OVC comes in, because it helps us to synthesize some of this information. It helps us to mobilize the people to come and give back to the community. I was able to go there because of the OVC that I was made aware of the event happening, and then I came there. And last but not least, we want to thank the president. If he's watching somewhere, or make sure he at least gets the clip here. We thank him for giving us Madam Roslyn as the PS. One of us, he understands, he gets our problem. And you can see that gender comes into play. So, engineer, I don't want to spoil the broth. So let's keep the things moving. Join us May 5th through the 7th. Come volunteer. Those who are not able to do some sponsorship or anything, please bring your volunteering spirit to the OVC in DC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sister Lillian. And you always impress us so much, and you'll continue impressing us. That's beautiful. Thank you for that. So, Dr. Choti, a few questions for you. So many people are really asking questions out here. Maybe we don't really have enough time to answer those questions, but people are really asking. They really want to know, what is the procedure of attending this particular expo? I mean, is there a registration portal where they're supposed to come and, where they're supposed to go and put their particulars, and then how will they get the information back, the feedback? People, some of them want to come from all the way from Africa. They also want to bring their produce and to show, because we are basically giving an opportunity to the African continent to sell their produce anywhere in the world, starting from the US. Go ahead, Professor Choti.
Thank you, Engineer. Actually, we have the registration process is available. We have the documentation. We are going, actually, we have even put them on the social media. We are going to circulate them all over. And those who are interested can easily access them, or they can even get directly in touch with us. We are available. And I think most of our telephone contact numbers are there. Emails are always there in the social media. And we want to make the process as easy as possible. It's not complicated. And as we have said, if you have ideas, come with your ideas. If you have not yet formulated ideas, come and get ideas from the Expo. So it's a two-way traffic. Either way, you benefit, you gain. And also, most importantly, we expect many of the participants to come from Africa. Already we have confirmed some Kenyans. The government will be heavily represented here. We are doing this in coordination with the State Department, the Diaspora Department. We are collaborating with many state agencies from Kenya, and actually we expect some county. We have some county who have excelled in certain areas. We have invited some governors. They will be in attendance, along with some of their officials. We are going to have individual farmers who are coming to showcase their produce and what they do. So we expect a cross-section of many Kenyan experts with their products. And I think this is also an opportunity for our Kenyan business people in the diaspora. Like in Minnesota, I have very good farmers there. We now grow our own culturally appropriate food. And by the way, my non-profit does not just give any other food. No, we deal with the African culturally appropriate food, the one which we are familiar with. That is what we have specialized with. And if the Americans cannot provide that, what they do usually, they give us grants, and we give our people contracts. Like now, we import food from Kenya. Wimbi unga is available, a lot of it here, and that is going to be part of the diet you will find here in Washington DC when you arrive. We have ugali is available. We have managu, our vegetables, our green vegetables, our fruits in plenty. Everything African is available. It will be on the table, and it is for you. All that we need is your presence, because as we have said, we want now to be up. We want to be on the move. We want Africa to be felt all over the world, but in a positive sense. We no longer make noise. We are not there's no competition here. There's no competition, but there's an element of maturity and responsibility and focus and vision. No insults. There is nothing here.
Yes.
We are not running for positions. I do not want any position other than mobilizing Kenyans.
Okay.
And that is what we need. And all organizations in the diaspora are welcome. Talk about Mwanyagitinga. I know that one because I'm a member. Mwamogusi, wherever they are there. Minto, wherever they are there. Let people come as individuals, come as organizations, come as households. People should come, and especially those wood farmers. I know people in Minnesota. I'm in touch with some of them, and some of them we have even agreed. Let them bring the produce they produce, their vegetables, the whatever they grow. Let them bring it here. This is an expo. It's a special expo, and we have made a lot of arrangement. There's room for everyone. This thing does not discriminate. It is for everyone, for all of us. There is room for everyone, and we need you. Nobody should cheat you that this is Ndiangui. Ndiangui is just an agent. No. He's a messenger, just like you. And we want to have all Kenyans should come out and talk kindly. Let us have our voices heard. Let us take advantage of what the new government is doing from Kenya. This is now a government which is very adventurous, very curious, and very interested in what Kenyans are doing out here. And I like what Ndiango said. The OVC has been connecting our students. Actually, one or two arrived yesterday. They come here. We have some states here who allow students to come and teach in their local schools, especially science subjects. And then they give them tuition waiver in their colleges. And Florida is one of them. President Ndiango through OVC has brought so many of the students. Actually, I gave him. And Ndiango, don't remember the 3 students I gave you. First class girls, students. That's right. From very poor backgrounds. There is a possibility of these young girls finding their way to come and partake in the American dream. This country is for all of us. This country is for all of us, especially those of us who have been here for long, especially me as a historian who has America is for every one of us. Let us find ways, opportunities of ensuring that our people benefit and benefit maximally. And it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility. Kebuato tell our people that we have positive energy out here. The diaspora should rethink. We have a new way of looking at things. Hii maneno ya kufutana all the time, kukimbishana pale na pale, I think that one should come to an end. We want order, we want coordination, We want exchange of ideas in a progressive and a productive manner.
Thank you
And
very
that
much,
is what we
Professor.
are.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because of time, I'm going to
Yes.
give you each 1 minute, at least to wrap it up.
Right.
I believe or trust very well that this is not basically today only. We'll be having some sessions as time goes by, and then we'll be having even more sessions as the Expo dates actually winds or draw near. So the best option for us to do is at least to give you a few minutes so that you can make a few remarks, maybe something which I must have actually forgotten. And I've told you there are so many questions also online. We are not going to answer them today, but later on when we'll have this particular session, we'll definitely come forward. We'll bring you forward so that you can ask our people, our viewers, this particular question. So Professor Ndiangui, let's start from Professor Ndiangui.
This has been a very resourceful, but you can see the main thing here, you can tell from each one of us, we are very passionate about what we are doing.
Sure.
We are simply a conduit to help. Let me allude to those students coming. We notice those kids in the village. Even George doesn't even know them. Says, Professor, can we try to get these kids? They have first-class honors, but they don't have the money. Then we try to look and we talk to American friends with these guys are pretty powerful. And they listen to us. Now we're going to get them. They're coming one by one. Most of us here are religious people, whether you're Christians or Muslims. We ask God to help us to help his people. That's what we are doing. And I want to say again, there's room for organizations. Dr. Short mentioned some organizations that are ethnic based. We have even women from, let's say, Atumia Jorua, Kikuyu women, they're there. So the Kisi women, you learn from each other. There's nothing wrong with that. The Luo women are also having organizations. Alliance girls, graduates. I meet people like Mayor Elizabeth Kangede. If Mayor Elizabeth Kangede can be mayor in London, why can't I be mayor in a small town like Fort Myers? So, Ellen, how do you do it? We help one another. And that's what we're going to be building one another, empower one another. Let us have that synergy. Because when you're together, as I said earlier on, if they're doing it in that circle that Lillian they're leading, then I can also have one and bring our members. Here in Fort Myers, I help build houses and sell those houses. You can buy houses here. It's not me, it's nothing. I'm not trying to promote my business. I have enough clients, but I can have more. I can tell you, and we use that money to invest in Kenya and help people. I am telling you, Bwana Kebwato, I know we don't have the time. You will hear more. I want to thank Dr. Robert Shuri, who is our chair, who has been leading us very, very well. He is as resilient as Dr. Shorty, because sometimes you get different opinions, but it's good to accommodate all different ideas because that's how we learn, and you'll be there for them. We are there. We are selfless. We need that maturity leadership, and that's what makes us unique. You are free to join us. You can join. You can go to our website. We welcome people, organizations, but all that we don't like is people who come who are a little bit self-centered and other things. But that's different. We are welcoming. We are one voice, and together we will win. We got a government that's supportive to us. The president said clearly, Rosalini Jogu is for you, and she can be there for 1 month or 6 months. She'll be back. I know we are in communication. We're in communication with the law, with everybody, and together we will win. Together we will succeed and build our country and our people wherever they are in the world. We are putting Kenya in the world map proper. This is our moment, Engineer Kebwato. And you see, my people, we are very passionate about what we are doing.
Thank you.
We love it.
Thank you very much, Professor. Because of time, we'll just leave it there, please, Professor. Oh, Madam Lillian, please, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much for giving us this audience to the public out there. Keep following us on KDR TV, and Mr. Kebwato will keep you updated. AGR also is on the side. They will also help you know what is going on in OVC. So as we crown this, just a little whisper from the hospitality department, there is Mbuzi Choma, you know. You asked about African delicacy. Bilao will be there. Hey, matumbo itapatikana, lakini itakuwa imeosha vizuri sana. So you are welcome. Make sure you will make sure you don't go home hungry. All that will be provided. And for an appeal for those who are making African clothing line. And our ladies also who can model. They don't have to come from Kenya only. We have beautiful ladies all over the country, all over the continent of Africa. Please come and share your talent here. So when we get those people from the clothing line, you can help us to model or do some catwalk so we can bring that flavor of Africa to the global stage. People need to see our dressing out there. You can see the beads I'm wearing here. I'm not embarrassed. I feel so good. Some Caucasian friends were asking me the other day at these costumes. I say, hey, this is my culture you see here. I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud of who I am. I'm an African woman who lives in the United States. That is the diaspora we are talking about. Obviously, is opening doors. Is unlocking all the opportunities for ladies. And it's bridging, preserving, and developing all the African culture and talent between the US and the rest of the world. You're welcome to the stage of May to 7th of 2023 in DC. Thanks everybody, and thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Professor Choti, please, can you wrap it up, please?
Yeah, thanks. This is a Pan-African platform. OVC is a platform symbol, and everyone is welcome. All Africans in the diaspora, they're welcome. There is no affiliation. There's nothing like political party affiliations. There's nothing here. There's nothing like regional, communal, wherever. Just come if you are in the diaspora. Bring a positive, bring positive energy. Bring a mind of purpose. We want unity of purpose, a seriousness of thought. We want to move to a higher level from where we have been. We want a paradigm shift. There is something like the awakening kind of a renaissance kind of thing in our thinking. Let us try to do things differently. Let us try to interact differently and see what we can do. And particularly, this unity of purpose, the Pan-African spirit in favor of African progress. We want to promote our people. We want to give some kind of direction to the youth, especially the youth in the diaspora. Let me tell you, friends, we need to be responsible as adults. We need to guide the young people in this country. We need to protect and defend our identity, the African identity. We did not come to this country to sacrifice the African identity. We must protect it, jealously protect it. We must defend it. We must defend the good values, African values. And they are there. They are there. Let us not be shy to protect who we are, to protect the image of the true image of an African, an assertive image of an African. It is our time to do so. Unreservedly. We should not apologize to be who we are. We should not. Let us come out and talk to each other. Let us unite. Yeah. Let us be together. And then you can belong to anything out there. That's not our concern. This is a new platform. This is a new way of looking at things. And we want all of us to be together anyway. There's nothing like wherever. So I take this opportunity, Kebato. There are so many questions I'm seeing here coming through the phone, and the people are saying that they were not aware we were meeting. Probably I don't know whether we will do it again before we allow other things, because this is a new thing. This is a new thing, and we want people to be aware about it. Sure. We don't want the train to take off, and people come, oh, we didn't know. We want to move with everyone. We don't want to leave anybody behind. All of us, in any organization you belong. Nothing like antagonism, nothing like competing with OBC. This one you can't compete because it's an idea. This is like it's wind. So let us be together, friends. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope our people, there's urgency. We have to move.
I know you want to round it up, but I want to say this: when people register, as Lily said, in Eventbrite, then you'll find a way, particularly those ones in Kenya or Tanzania or Rwanda or Uganda, or whatever they are in, will have letters which they can use to take to the embassy to facilitate their getting visas. We want everybody here. We are like, I love this. And Banachoti, I'm sure there are other people coming. We are not the only ones. I know there'll be other panels, but I hope we have done you good. This is a movement. Yes, it's the Renaissance times. Kenya is moving forward.
Professor, you are seeing the comments, you are seeing the comments, you are seeing the engagements. You know, people are really, you see even Mayor Kangethe from London is here with us.
Oh, she wrote something.
Yeah, so people, Alex Karundu, I didn't know that when Alex is in Kenya, is also watching from Kenya. So we are pretty, we are geared up to see these things actually work up well. And what I can also tell my people, what I can also tell my viewers is that these are people I've really worked with. I've really worked closely with, especially Professor Diangui. We've organized events whereby we brought very high-profile guests from Africa who have come and spoke in different forums, and it was a huge event, and we did that one without any problem. I've heard what Professor Choti has actually done, though I've not really worked so closely with him, but I know Professor Choti is somebody who speaks his mind. Sister Lillian, I got to know her 2 days ago, but she really seems to be very fired up to ensure things actually work out in the very best possible. So for our viewers, because of time, we are also having another program actually just coming after this one. We really request that all those information you have, please bring it forth so that it can help the OVC. You can contact directly Professor Choti, Dr. Ndiangui, Sister Lillian, our chairman, let me say, the chairman, Mr. Shiuri, Robert, can also be reached. So for now, please, let's just accept that we end it here so that we can continue with this particular program next time. But Ndiangui is as if there's something you are leaving out. What are you leaving out, Dr. Ndiangui?
No, I'm good. I'm good for now.
You're good for now?
I'm good.
You know, I know you very well.
When I'm fired up. I can go on and on, but now
okay, thank you.
Let me leave the rest to them. I wanted Professor Jake Ogaki will be there very soon, and Dr. Shuri. They'll pick it up from here.
Oh, they pick it up
Let me not finish everything for them. Yes.
Okay. Oh, Professor Ogaki is also coming on board, eh?
Hey, he is the chairman of that committee.
Lillian out, Ongaki in. Thank you so much. Dr. Choti, you are an elder. Am I leaving you out for something you wanted to say? I want to close. I don't want to close without you saying bye, please.
No. Tell Kenyans to come. We want Kenyans here. We move forward together.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I take this opportunity again to thank all our viewers. This is KDR TV News. We bring you international information. We bring you technology. We bring you health, temperance, what they call them health and temperance. We also bring you governance information. So if you subscribe to our channel, we are assuring you that you'll get the very best information out here. We are basically connecting Africa and the outside world. So be with us, subscribe, ensure you also hit the button for confirmation or notification so that you can get more information from our station. Thank you, and may God bless you. Till next time, my name is Engineer Omweri Kebwato. May God bless you.